subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Namaste, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Let's talk business. And today we have another special guest, and he is the president of Indo-Japan Business Council, Mr. Siddharth Deshmukh. Mr. Deshmukh, welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Let's talk business.
Hello, and nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And actually, we heard and we have seen on the internet that you are organizing Konnichiwa Pune. We'd love to know more about this event.
Yeah, that's true. So Konnichiwa Pune is a 3-day event by Indo-Japan Business Council. Indo-Japan Business Council is a bilateral chamber of commerce between India and Japan to promote the trade, business, culture, and education. So Indo-Japan Business Council every year hosts this flagship event since last 3 years. But last year, due to pandemic, we couldn't do it, and this year also we are going to do it virtually.
So, Indo-Japan Business Council, when was it established? We'd love to know a little bit more about it.
Business Council was established in 2011 when my senior colleague, who that time was 78-year-old, and he was ex MD of Hindustan Antibiotics, and keenly interested in Japan. And he just contacted me because he knew that I'm quite connected with Japan, and expressed his desire that we should do something because quite frankly, in India, there are no bilateral chambers between India and Japan. Most of the organizations are more focused on the culture or language aspect of it, but very few are dedicated to business trade. So I thought maybe it's a good idea, and so we decided to go ahead and start Indo-Japan Business Council. Yeah.
Wonderful initiative, actually. Yeah, as you said, there are not many organizations between two countries, and there is a bit gap. So you have been associated with not only Indo-Japan Council, but with Japan for a long time. Why do you think this gap is there? Though our cultures are so similar, but there is some gap that not that business are happening between two countries.
Right. So there are a number of reasons to it. Number one reason is though we are culturally attached from centuries, thousands of years, but that is one thing. But another thing, in the modern history, if you look at since the World War II, the approach Japan took and approach India took is quite slightly different. And that different was mainly relevant to the India stance about nuclear, having nuclear power. So there was some gap. There was some misunderstanding. There was some kind of a mistrust. India was a new democracy, and it aligned itself to the non-alignment, movement, and Japan was quite allied with America and recently suffered from the nuclear bomb. So they were very, very wary about anything related to the nuclear. So I think that mistrust quite long went on, though some efforts was made. After that, once that is removed, things started progressing. But because of there are many business cultural difference, there are language difference, and mostly India was more closer to like Russia or other nations. So it took some time for Japan to align with India and India to align with Japan. And now that they started understanding each other, things are moving. But every relation to flourish, it takes some time, and I think they are taking their own time.
Exactly, very rightly you have put it. Actually, yes, that's rightly you said that after Second World War, because of they had the bad experience of nuclear bomb, and India was supporting that. India was making their own nuclear program. So yeah, there was mistrust maybe, and the Japanese, they take time to trust. So
Right.
I think it was long, I know, trusting India. So now we are going back to the Konnichiwa Pune. So we'd
Right.
love to know what are the programs you're going to have there.
Yeah. So Konichiwa Pune is a very unique experience, I should say, because it's not completely focused on a business, but it's not completely focused on only on a cultural programs and so on. We kind of since the first episode or first event, we decided to blend it so as to attract the people towards the Japanese culture as well as Japan, but give them more practical approach to it. It's not only about the song or anime or something of those things, but we wanted people to understand culture for a reason, and that main reason is exchange of thoughts, and through that it should help to do the business with each other, because unless you understand each other, it's very difficult. If you stop at that, okay, I don't go to Japan for education because I am vegetarian, uh, I don't know how can I do business with Japan because I don't know Japanese, then you are just saying, you know what, before doing anything you are saying, okay, let's stop here. And same is from Japanese point also, that it's very difficult because there is corruption, or it's very difficult because there is a bureaucracy, or our culture is very different. No, you cannot say that in a business. We saw there was traders coming to Japan before World War II, and they started doing trade with Japan. Similarly, many Japanese, in fact, the brightest star was Suzuki. They also face all problems Japan India has to offer, but they made it, and they made it super spectacular. So we want to tell people, look, come together first, enjoy some culture beats, enjoy some food, and start talking about business, start talking about education, career. So we divided it like a business conference and the cultural events and the trade shows, so that people can actually experience everything. So that's how the Konnichiwa Pune is planned completely. It started with 2 days and now it is 3 days. But I think this week, year, we may have almost week. Though event will be 3 days, but there are so many things that going on that we think that there may be some small events towards the final event. Yeah,
Wonderful, and congratulations for that. You're making it
thank you.
really big. So, what are the difference like? Because 2019 you did, it was a really real event. It was not
Yeah,
online event, and this year
right,
and the last year you had to skip because of the corona, because of the
right,
pandemic, and this year it is online. So, what
right,
kind of challenges are you facing this year to make it
right.
online?
The biggest challenge is perception. People think still online is difficult to do the networking, but otherwise also, how many Japanese people can make it to the physical event for networking? That is a big question. So we thought it's an opportunity to break that barrier, because it is now online and virtual, so there are no logistics issues other than matching the timings. And we are seeing that we could add triple fold speakers and panelists and so on. So the content is huge, very quality content. Many people are participating this year. Probably people cannot actually taste the food. They cannot actually sit in front of performer and feel them. But maybe last 18 months, people learn to be virtual. So I think it will be okay, other than some maybe technical glitches, maybe sometime connection may break down or something like that. We have to take care of it. Yeah,
True, exactly. Technical problems always are there and
right,
always would be there. Yeah.
right.
So, what kind of panel discussion we can look forward to?
Yeah, it's a very good question. We almost try to cover all industry, because Indo-Japan Business Council is not particular to one industry or one sector. So we try to take care of all interests. So we have some panel on diplomatic relations, some panels on import export challenges, some panels on the legal things. If you have to set up the entities actually in India or Japan, what's going on, taxation matter. Then we are seeing different geopolitical things now. The Quad is emerging. So what are those challenges? Why should India and Japan come together? But is it only coming together on leadership summits, or actually we are coming together? So all these kind of panels are there. The important thing is that we are also inviting many universities from Japan, such as Tokyo University also confirmed the participation. That they will be talking about the culture and what kind of opportunities are there in Japan for the career as well as higher education. So that's another important aspect that we will be covering this year as well. Yeah, so I think we are covering almost everything. Yeah.
Wonderful. So when it comes to Japanese MSME, what they can look forward to from Konnichiwa
Yeah, the
Pune.
most important Japanese MSME can look forward here is a real opportunity without moving outside of Japan to connect with Indian MSMEs, hear to their voice, their opinions, their difficulties, as well as express their own concerns, ask questions to stakeholders. We will be having many empowered people who can answer these questions. So I think it's a real opportunity because it's a hassle, and it's quite difficult. Not or every MSME can make out to India and travel and do all these things. Very difficult. So it's a very great opportunity for them. I believe.
So there will be like, when it comes to business and Japan, it is like most of the people, they communicate in Japanese. Will there be anything, a translation they can understand to,
Yeah,
to
we will
make
be
the
having some
Japanese
standby
counterpart?
bilingual experts with every panel where it is necessary. We have many Japanese speakers also. If they face problem, most of them promise to deliver it in English, but if they face problem, there will be Japanese bilinguals available. Uh, One interesting fact is that Indo-Japan Business Council is creating a huge database of bilingual experts in India. This effort has been never made before. It is going to be one centralized database. Already we have gathered around 5 to 600 people's database, and we are doing some special event for these people. How to professionally do the interpretation, translations, what are the different opportunities. Because when we say bilingual expert, we think only about languages, but there are engineers, there are bridge engineers, there are artists, there are many people who learn language for different reasons, but they don't get that exposure. So I think this is going to be great. Yeah.
Wonderful. And at last, we'd come to know about the food. What kind of food are you going to show us?
Yeah,
We know
that's
that we are not going to test them, definitely. We don't
right,
know
right,
how
right.
they.
Interesting. We are pulling up some Japanese food show. Definitely, there will be some demonstration of Japanese food, introduction to Japanese food. But the more interesting this time, we are giving a focus to Northeast. We will be showing the lot of Northeast food culture, not of Northeast cultural things. So even many Indian don't know much about the Northeast food. So maybe this is going to be excited for everyone. So let's see how it looks at least. Hopefully next year we will be able to taste it. Yeah.
Definitely. And the first, I'll be there to
Sure.
taste it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a wonderful initiative, Mr. Deshmukh, and I think it is going to make the two countries' bridge bigger and broader, as we say. And we'd love to, request you for some message for Japanese counterpart to join Konnichiwa Pune.
So my message to our Japanese counterpart is that this event is really an opportunity to understand and get to know each other. Being virtual, there are many problems are sorted out. Event is also supported and co-organized by the Consulate General of Mumbai. So Japanese government is supporting this event, and they are looking forward to make sure that we reach more and more Japanese counterparts, Japanese experts, yes, for equally for Indian people. So I think dialogue is the way forward. Just shying away from each other or having the pre notions is not going to solve the problem, because we know the both government promised that Japan need at least 300,000 engineers, uh, if not from India, from Asia, but from India, which is a powerhouse for the software. We hardly could send here 20,000 engineers in last 30 years. So I'm not seeing how 300,000 engineers we are going to send if we don't start dialogue, if we don't talk. So I think this is a good opportunity. Yeah. So
Wonderful.
everyone should come
Yeah.
forward. Yeah.
Exactly. You are rightly said. And this is kind of arranged marriage. First, we have to know each other culturally. Then we can
Right.
fall in
Right.
love with each other.
Right.
So this is wonderful initiative, Mr. Deshmukh, and we wish you all the best. And I'm sure that it is going to be a mega hit. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank
joining.
you so much. Thanks for
and-
this opportunity. And I look forward your participation also, that we discuss, because we have a special panel for women empowerment, and we want to honor everyone's there what they've done in their own field. And I'm sure you done many great thing. We can see that joining India and Japan. So thanks to you also for this opportunity to talk about, and I look forward to you to see you in Konnichiwa Pune as well.
Thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you for joining us, giving us so much information. And we all are looking forward to Konnichiwa Pune, to
Thank you.
welcome
Thank
Konnichiwa Pune. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu and namaste.
Namaste.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.